Hey guys, it's Mary with Stamps-N-Lingers again. It is Saturday evening at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And this is my second video today for our Ink and Crew World Card Making Day. So I am so glad that those of you who are watching, hi Jean, how are you tonight? I hope things are going well and that Donna is doing well. And I see some folks joining, so I'm going to go ahead and refresh my computer here up on the left just to be sure that we're actually transmitilating and give Amy time to share over to the World Card Making Day website. So here we go. Hi Shirley, hey Nancy Lynn, hey Jerry, glad you could join. Denise, thank you for joining, I appreciate you. Hey Barbara, hey Roz, Karen and Karen. Appreciate you guys coming. So I am actually feeling a little less organized tonight than I usually am on a Saturday night, which, you know, if you watch me regularly, that should be very frightening because I'm kind of often all over the place. But we will muddle on through and get done in good time so that Linda can do her video at 8 o'clock. So my card for this video is one of my very favorite folds. It's a double easel fun fold. I really love this, and I like it so much because it looks really hard and it's really easy, which is just my cup of tea. And I am showcasing the brand new, coming soon on the 1st of November, Christmastime is Here suite. And I'm not going to show you all of the pieces and parts today. But I will show you some of them, and I know you'll see them as we go on through. This is the card though, and I used this is a fun set. I don't know what you've seen of it so far, but there are two stamp cases, so it's a double configuration, which is not all that unusual. What is unusual is that this stamp is a new cling stamp in the red rubber. And this stamp is a photopolymer, which is amazeballs because you can stamp this outline and then use the photopolymer to fill in all of the colors and make your scene. And it's very easy because, yeah, it's a photopolymer. So I love this, and I hope this is way not the last time. The other piece of it is because they've used this red rubber, they can really get some detailed images here, and you can see that. This is the stamped image. I've stamped it in Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and then I came back and I colored with the stamps, with the photopolymer stamps. So it is very cool. Now, what I'm planning to do tonight, I'm going to talk you through this one, how I colored this, and then we're going to make the same exact card completely differently. Okay? Hey, Della. How are you guys tonight? Hey, Linda. Okay, so let me just talk you through this right quick like a bunny. Oh, just the other piece is this awesome die set. This is the Roses dies, and you've got a couple of textury background stamps, a couple of little fleur-de-lilies, the large die that cuts out the stamped image and a surprise, and then a couple of sentiment labels. Okay, so we're going to use that as well. So let's just talk about this one, my sample. What I did is I used my Stamparatus, and I stamped the image in Tuxedo Black Memento ink on Whisper White. Okay, and then I came back, I set this one aside, and then I came back with the various pieces and parts in the photopolymer portion. I colored the rose, which is these two flowers here, and this one is in Poppy Parade. All right, and I can tell you what, this is a distinctive stamp set, and it really does a very nice job. You can see the shading that just comes in all easy peasy. Then I came back and I used Mossy Meadow on the leaves and the boughs, and this is the coolest piece of this. You see these stamps right here? This is one stamped image, and I inked the whole thing in Mossy Meadow, but you can see that because of the way that Stampin' Up! has created the dies, look how dark the boughs are compared to the leaves. Isn't that cool? Now over here, I used Old Olive to stamp, and this is all one stamp right here. These three leaves and the see, it's this stamp right here. So these 3 leaves and the bow. Well, I inked the stamp up with the old olive, and I got my old olive leaves, but look how dark the bow is. So the stamps themselves are very, very cool. All right, let's see, I have a question. Can you stamp the rose in gold, then stamp with photopolymer stamp for color to look like the rose? I do believe you could. You could use the Delicata ink. Make sure you let it dry. As you may have become aware, the gold Delicata ink is very slow drying, so you need to give it a hot second. And that was a very good segue. I appreciate that. I'll show you what I did here. I'm not sure if you can see it. I stamped the little pine cones, which are individual. It's an individual stamp. I stamped them first in early espresso, and then I used a blender pen and the Delicata gold, and I just touched the gold onto the pine cones. Okay? I also stamped some cherry cobbler berries, and then I made some little pink berries with Blushing Bride. All right? So then I have it all cut out, and I put it on, and I used and I made my double easel. Okay, so that is this card. You'll see the directions for this tomorrow on my blog. What we're going to do tonight is we're going to make the same card with the same suite of products, but we're going to do it a little bit differently. Okay, so hang tight. Let me put away my trimmer. We're going to get to that and use it a little bit because I thought you guys might want to see how that rolls. What we're going to do is I'm going to change up, first of all, I'm going to change up the DSP that I'm using. Instead of using this side, I'm going to use the other side, which has tones of gold and cherry cobbler, okay? So instead of, on this one, using a Poppy Parade mat and an old olive card base, I'm sorry, that was Mossy Meadow card base. I'm going to use a Mossy Meadow mat and a basic black card base, and you can see how the colors become different. And then, just because I can, I have taken, wait for it, you guys are going to be blown away, so try not to scream. I hope you're sitting down. Don't faint, okay? Because this is huge. I'm taking this large die that is in the Roses dies, and I cut this image out. So I'm going to make the same exact card, but I'm going to use this die cut image on the front and again on the inside. So hang tight, and we're going to get started here. Okay, so let's first of all, I have a basic black card base. It's just 4 1/4 by 11, and we're going to score it and fold it at 5 1/2. Okay. And then I have a 4-inch wide by 10 1/4 inch long piece of Mossy Meadow. And I have a 4-inch by 5 1/4 for the inside mat. And then we're going to have an inside liner, and we're going to do a little bit of cutting to get everything ready to go. First though, I'm going to score this is the easel. I'm going to first score it at 4 1/4 using my new, there we go, using my new cutting blade when I meant to use my scoring blade. So you know what, that's a new thing, guys. When the trimmer comes to you, it has reversed. So let me just show you how to fix that. I don't know if you can see, but right here in the cutting line is a small opening, and all you have to do is just lift the blade up and out it comes. So really all I'm doing is switching it so that it is more like what I'm used to, because, you know, new dogs, old tricks, or, you know, something like that. All right, so that's cutting, that's scoring like I'm used to, but wait while I get myself another piece of Mossy Meadow. Hang on just a second. See, I told you, just as organized as always. Yee, baby. But on a brighter note, you're going to get a really good demonstration of the trimmer. Okay, so again, that was 4 inches. And this is kind of cool because there's measurements down here as well, so you can really make sure you're lining up straight. Okay. And now we'll cut with the cutting blade because that's what I meant to do. And then we're going to cut this at 10 1/4. And you can see I have extended the arm and it's very nice, very straight. And we're going to come over here to 10 1/4 and cut that off. Okay. Now we're actually going to score. There we go. Let's try that again, shall we? What a dork. Yes, I am a professional Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. All right, so our first score is going to be at, good Lord, now I've even forgotten that. Now I'm starting to question everything. So, I want to see if it will, can you flip the trimmer so the arm is on the bottom? I probably can. Hang on just a second. Let me make sure I'm getting my correct measurements here, okay? So 5 1/4 and then 7 3/4. Okay, that's much more better. Goodness gracious. It's been a long day, okay? We've been out in the sun. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to just beg. Sunstroke. Yeah, that's it. All right, so we're going to go 5 1/4 scoring blade. Let's just double check that. Yep. 5 1/4 and then 7 3/4. Okay, just like that. Okay, now let's see. Sue, you wanted to see if we could do like this. So let's see. So this is an experiment, you guys, because this is a righty doing lefty stuff. And here well, I guess if you can read upside down, you can. So let's say I wanted to cut that at 3 inches. There's 3 inches. Yeah, it works both ways. You just have to read upside down. See, now, wouldn't that have been a good idea to have one side right side up and one side upside down, and then it would be interchangeable, easier like. Did that make sense? Did that help, Sue, I hope? Okay. Yes, Lenny, we all do make mistakes, and I certainly make my fair share, or everyone's fair share. Okay. Now I'm going to cut my DSP. And we're just going to make 2 pieces. One of them is going to be, so in case you haven't figured it out, this is 5 1/4 by 4, which is the same as a card, a mat, correct? From all of my cards, right? So I'm going to make a card front now that is my normal configuration of my normal sizes, 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Okay. So let's make 3 7/8. 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And there we go. And then I'm going to cut a second piece that is the same width, so 3 7/8, but this one is only going to be 2 3/8. And it is for my middle panel of my DSP, of my double easel. Okay, so that's 2 3/8 by 3 7/8. Like that. And we'll set that aside for later. Okay, and then I've already got my other piece made. So let's go ahead and fold our double easel. First I'm going to fold it at 5 1/4. And give it a little score. And then we'll fold the other direction and give it a little fold. That's not a score, that's a fold. Hello. And then we'll use a little liquid glue. Hey, Donna. Oh, yes, Cindy, yes, we do all make our own fair share of mistakes. All right, thank you. So have you guys been having fun today? I think it's been a great day. I've watched most of the videos and everyone has made some really, really cool cards for you. I hope you have enjoyed your day and that you have done some card making of your own and hopefully are mailing some of those cards in the next few days. Okay, so I have then two pieces of, I have a DSP that is 3 7/8 by 2 3/8, and a piece of Whisper White that is the same exact size. And we're going to hold on to that for just a second. And I'm going to put this DSP on our middle panel. And you see that I've switched it, so I think that's actually kind of fun.
I can't get the answer to that on Apple.
I think that's actually kind of fun because it just gives it a little bit of a breakup. You're not really going to see it a lot, but it's there, and you know that you've done something a little different. Just a little different, you know what I'm saying? Picking up what I'm putting down? Okay, now let us take our Sentimente, and we're going to use the exact same one. May your Christmas be filled. And we'll find us an acrylic block. Oh, you've had your grandsons, eh, Jackie? That sounds like fun. I hope you've had a good time. And have you converted them? Have you made them think they need to make cards? I hope so. So now, because I'm using this different rose, which is more, I think, is more of a cherry cobbler color, I'm going to use cherry cobbler. On my original, I used Poppy Parade for my sentiment. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and use the cherry cobbler right now. And I'm going to hang it out and not use my Stamp-N-Lingers. So everybody hold your breath real good, and hold your breath now. Okay, and I'm just going to hold it a beat, so hopefully I'll get a good impression. If I have to redo it, I will flip it over, and I will use the Stamp-N-Lingers. We'll take it. Okay. Now, one of the dies in the set are these little flirty hoodly doodlies. And I cut one of those out already from Mossy Meadow ink. And I am going to stick it on my sentiment panel using a little bit of liquid glue. You know what? I'm sorry. I can't stand it. That isn't how I want it to look. And so I'm going to fix it, people, because I'm feeling a little bit OCD about it. So we're going to fix that, okay? So, okay. I'm going to re-stamp that sentiment because I just don't like how the color came out. And let's see, where can I put it? And then, okay, no, we'll do that. And you'll see I have a little smudge right there already because I'm a piggy wig, but it's okay because we're going to fix that. All right. And I'll just clean off my stamp. Now let me just tell you another little secret that I've got. When you're using photopolymer stamps, especially ones where you might want to be stamping them inside an outline, I love it when I use a red color and it stains my stamp, because then I can actually see where the stamp is going, and it makes it much easier, I can assure you. So don't be afraid of the stain. Embrace the stain. That's what I'm saying. Embrace the stain. All right. Now we're going to put that there. You see what I'm doing? I'm just repeating it because I didn't like my sentiment. Yeah, this has been, I am really tickled with this stamp set. Okay, so see, it's not giving me an even because my ink pad is weirdo. So I'm just going to stamp it a couple of 3 times until it evens out a little better for me. What is the lesson here, people? Always use your Stamp-N-Lingers. Don't leave it to chance, because chance is a cruel, cruel master. Okay. Now, we'll set Mr. Stampopotamus aside, and let's get back to what we were before I got OCD on you. And I'm just using a little bit of liquid glue on the back of my die cut. This is Mossy Meadow. All right. I have been reading y'all's comments today. Some of them are really funny. I love the conversation we had about dinner. Yeah, dinner. Who needs dinner? Well, I like to eat, as is apparent, but, you know, dinner is just highly overrated. Okay, so now that I have that stamped, I'm going to go ahead and adhere it to the front of the double easel. Okay? Like I said, these double easels are about as easy as you can get, but they look like they're so hard, which is awesome. Okay, so we're just going to put that on. Okay, now I'm going to take this die cut rose and I'm going to dry fit him, okay? Because I want to see where I want him to be the prettiest that I can be. And don't you be worrying about that, because that's going to get a gold glitter dot. So now that I have him laid out, I'm going to watch closely. I'm just going to pick up the whole card like this. And I'm going to lay it down like a so. And then I'm going to find a writing utensil. A utensil. If you have a utensil, that's fine. But I have a utensil. And I'm just going to make a light line right there on the back of that die cut. Y'all tracking so far? Then we'll just pick that up. And then I'm going to use my liquid glue right there. Hey, Denise. Ooh, venison chops. There you go. I'm glad that you enjoyed them. So I'm just going to use some liquid glue on the bottom portion. What happens if you put liquid glue on the top? It sticks to the back of the easel, and then, you know, it's not so much of an easel as it is a, I don't even know what. All right, so we're just going to line that up like that. And then I'm going to turn it over to be sure that it is still lined like I want it. And because I've used liquid glue, I have a second or two. And there we go. And there is the beginnings of the end. It's the beginning of the end. Now, this has plenty of oomph and plenty of thickness. So I'm just going to use liquid glue. And I'm going to adhere this to the front of my card base that I have yet to score. So I'm going to do that right quick. So this is your basic card base. It's nothing special just because we're making a double easel. This is very, very basic. So it is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 or by 11. So I'm going to score it at 5 1/2. And let's be sure we're using our scoring blade. Okay. And then we'll just fold that. Oh, good lordy, lordy. Let's see what we're looking at now. Oh, yeah, that's okay. Sorry for that. We'll just score that and give it a fold. And then we'll take our easel, like so, and put it on the front. You see how elegant that is with that gold touch. Now, I'm even going to play with this image just a little bit because I want to show you a little something. I'm going to take that gold Delicata ink that I told you about, and I'm taking a dry-ish kind of blender pen and just tapping it lightly on the pad itself. And I'm kind of just touching around on my pine cones so that they get a little shimmer, because I can. It's my happy little pine cone. Did you wonder how long it would be before I sang? Were you hoping I never would get there? Probably. Okay. Here we go. Fun, 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 fun. Okay. And then we're going to put some of the new gold glitter dots. Here we go. Love these. Love them. Love them. This is part of the suite, and they are awesomely awesome. They are awesomely awesome. And I'm going to use one of the medium-y sized ones to cover my oopsie doozy. And then I'm going to use another of the same, the next smaller one. So just down a little bit, I think. It may be the same size. I don't know. Nope, it's down a little bit. And I'm putting it right in that little opening on my fleur-de-lis. Try to get it lined up a little bit, Mary, like you know what you're doing or something. There you go. Goodness, get in there, kid. Okay, and then I'm going to take a few little ones and put them here and there, hither and yon, around my little flower child. And let's see, I think we'll put in there. There we go. All right, and there is our card front. See how nicely that sets up and so pretty? So let's make an inside right quick like a bunny. I have a regular normal inside. It's just a piece of Whisper White and some Mossy Meadow for a mat. And the first thing I'm going to do is pull out my Stamp-N-Lingers because I can be trained. And we're going to put our second sentimente right there in the middle. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate it. Thank you, Alicia. Thank y'all for joining. I appreciate it. This has been a long day, I know, and I hope you've had enough fun to make it worth your while, and I hope we get to do it again. So I heard Amy ask y'all to let us know if you liked it enough to do it again, and if you do, please do tell us so that we can plan another one, not necessarily associated with World Card Making Day. I mean, we don't need an excuse, do we? No. All right, so I'm going to use the Mossy Meadow again. You're more than welcome, Cindy. I appreciate you watching. All right, oops, you know what? I'm going to just, for once I'm going to be smart before the fact instead of after the fact. And clean off my plate. And we'll give that a little push. And once again, I'm going to do it again. And I think I'm even going to do it one more time just because I can. Because I did use my Stamp-N-Lingers because I'm not a silly girl. Okay, so let's put this aside. And while that is getting good and dry, what I am going to do off camera is, well, first I'm going to find my dies. And then I'm going to find my paper. And then I'm going to, there it is. I'm going to cut this out because I'm going to use this on the inside of my card. Okay, so hang on. I'm going to do this off camera because, I mean, truly, how many times can you watch me do this? We're just going to cut this out. It's very nice. It lines up really, really well. This is the new die style. So you're going to get a nice, even cut, which is not something you should ever say before you've cut on a Facebook Live, because that is just begging to be messed up. Okay, and I'm going to cut this out like so. And look how pretty that cuts out. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to, before I mat this, I'm going to adhere this to the corner with some liquid glue. Okay? And then I'm just going to trim it. You like the idea of another one of these days? I'm down with that. And Amy actually did the bulk of the work. She really did. One could even say all of the work. So I'm just doing a little gluing on the back. A little gluing on the back, yeah. She says. And then I'm going to adhere it in the corner, like so. Pick it up. There we go. And then because I was kind of a messy person, duh, hello, Mare, you're always a messy person. I'm going to just kind of wipe that off. I'm going to show you why in just a second. Let me be sure I'm not getting ink. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it in my trimmer. Here we go, sticking it in my trimmer. And I'm going to line it up. And basically I'm lining, what I'm really looking at is this 3 7/8 inch mark over there. Okay, 3 7/8 inch. And I'm just going to move my scoring tool out the way, and I'm going to cut off that edge. Like so. And then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to line up the 5 1/8 because I know that is the length of this piece of cardstock, and cut that other piece off as well. What you end up with then is this, nicely trimmed. And just let me say, I haven't used this a whole bunch, but I am really loving it. That little cut right there would have been problematic with the old trimmer. So this is a really nice blade. I'm already really liking it. All right, so now that we've got that done, let's go ahead and put some liquid glue on the back of this. And I will put this on my Mossy Meadow mat. Like so. And because I really love them, and I have a bunch of them because I really love them, I bought a bunch of them. I'm putting myself a little gold glitter dot right there. Yeah! And now I will put this, don't put this back on, Dingleberry. I'm going to put this on the inside of my card. And our double easel card is done. Do you see how ridiculously easy that is? But when your recipient gets this, are you kidding me? How do I clean it? With just a damp rag. It's just water soluble glue. So I just use my ShamWow thingy. The Absorber XL. Alright, I'm just going to put this in the inside. Let's be sure I'm putting it the right side up. Not that I've ever not done that. Alright. Oh my goodness, you guys. I would be hard pressed to tell you which is my favorite version. One is a little more lighthearted. One is a little less, it's a little more casual. This is more formal looking. Very, very elegant. Oh my goodness. I really... Yeah, I mean, I'm not even going to lie. I'm loving them both. I couldn't pick a favorite at this point. See how versatile this set is? Okay, let's go ahead and make us up a quick envelope. Now, I had this idea as I was cutting that I thought I could use what remains. In fact, I think I can use this right here. Look at that. That's what I'm going to use. I'm just going to use a little liquid glue. And I'm going to adhere this to the front of my envelope flap. Right in the corner. Isn't geometry a wonderful thing? That I got that beautiful die cut from my die cut. Look at that! I also could have used this one, but it's a little less easy. So, you know, there's that. And then I will take my DSP and I'm going to line my envelope flap like I do always if I'm using a DSP. Have you guys seen during the course of the day the 3 designs? Actually, it's 3 double-sided designs of the paper. Is there any part of this suite that you would like to see that you haven't seen today? If that's a thing, I will be more than happy to share. And then all I do is a quick trimmy rimmy of my envelope flap. Here we go. I did make a practice bow with the new gold shimmer paper, and it's very nice to work with, I have to say. Let me show you my bow. See how pretty that turned out? I simply couldn't find a spot to put it. I just couldn't find a spot that it would go. Might actually go right there. No. Anyway, I made that because I wanted to see how it worked, and it's very, very pretty. Have you seen the bracelet? Has anyone shown you the bracelet yet? Anyway, here's the card. Oopsie, don't get on there. Here is the card that we made tonight with its envelope and the sample card. And I will have a picture of this one on the blog post, and then the instructions tomorrow will cover how to make this one. And the card cuts, of course, are all identically the same. All right. Yes, the paper is, there are 4 sheets of 3 double-sided designs. So you've got, let me put this out of the way before I make a mess. You've got the sheet that that is not what I cut from. That one is this one. Well, goodness. Here's the one this is what I cut from. And this is its back with pine cones. So it's Mossy Meadow and Early Espresso and Poppy Parade, actually. And then you've got another design that is Mossy Meadow and then lots of roses on the other side, all with the gold accents. So this one's very pretty. And then you've got the final design, which is the cherry cobbler with the casual mossy meadow and poppy parade design on the other side. So you get 4 of each of those sheets. So 4 of this one, 4 of the other one, and 4 of the other one. So you get 12 sheets total. And then you've got the shimmer ribbon, and then there's the bracelet. And if you have not seen the bracelet, it is quite gorgeous. I like it a lot, and I can't find it. Oh, here it is. Just so you know, the bracelet is $22, which should tell you straight off, it's not solid gold. It's not even gold plated. It's gold colored. The bracelet comes in a nice box, and it has a very nice little, you know, guys, have you noticed that gift boxes are really hard to come by? Like, if you go to the store and you buy something as a gift and you say, could I have a gift box? They hand you this folded up piece of little tiny cardboard paper stuff that's about the thickness of DSP and think somehow you're going to put it together. Well, I can tell you what, this box is not like this. This is a solid cardboard box with a very pretty design, and it's nicely inlaid in the box. And what you'll have is one of those double little accordion bracelets, and it's got this, it's got the Stampin' Up! Logo, and on here is the rose image. Can you see that? Pretty, huh? And this is nice. We got bracelets on the incentive trip from when we went to Greece last summer that was this exact design, only it says Greece here instead of roses. All right. So anyway, that's what I've got for you. I hope you'll stick around. I went a little long, I'm sorry, but I do hope you'll stick around and watch Linda's. It'll be our last, I believe it's our last video of the evening. And then you'll have until 10 o'clock to get all your comments in and get entered for all of our giveaways. All right, guys, I appreciate it as always, and I will see you next Saturday. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.